DieDragonDie presents the Demonwatch campaign. I'm your DM and host, Marty, joined by Adam. And let me get my audio set up so that you're not hearing this. Let's try this one more time. Good afternoon, and welcome to DieDragonDie presents the Legends campaign episode, or Demonwatch campaign episode 21. DM and host Marty, joined by Adam and Ahmed. There we go. You guys should be able to talk now.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah. Greetings.
Testing. See if anything we've come through.
How was everyone's week?
Good.
Easter.
Good.
I flew home. I did a bunch of Easter stuff every single day. Then I flew back. I did a bunch of work stuff all week. And now it's the weekend. And I am pleased.
Okay. Twitch is good. Our voices are going through. Adam, glad you're pleased. I had a lot of work, but that's good. It calmed down, and it's going to start up next week. But hey,
I will have
today and tomorrow.
I think I've come to the end of the job searching. I think we're almost at a point where I'm going to start at a new job soon. So once we get that out of the way, it will be a move, and then once the move's out of the way, I'll have a little bit more time to do some streaming. So,
awesome.
Oh, my grandma says hi.
Hi, Adam's grandma.
Hello.
That's one of those things. It's say hi to the people. I'm like,
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
People. Hello.
Hello.
She's starting to get up. Like, she's got an iPad now, and she's got Wi-Fi in her house. She's starting to get dangerous.
Tell her to watch. Tell her to watch her streams.
And how old is she?
She'd be 83, 82.
Well, if you're tuning in, Grandma Mac, Baba Mac, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I think it's been a couple weeks since we've done Demonwatch last. It might be worthwhile to do just a short recap. The episode notes that I have from last time is episode 20 was called Smoke Signal. Fi inadvertently advertises the party's presence at the Tower of Estrade, which gains the attention of allies and enemies alike.
Other potential names for that session was You Fucked Up, You Fucked Up. And really? So, you know.
At the Tower of Estrade, you found a letter written in abyssal on a human skull that, while it was shortly in your possession, spoke of the coming of a witch, Arilu Vorlesh, who you know from lore, was the one that architected the beginning of the world wound itself. She was involved in the events and believed to be the person responsible for the world wound opening in the first place. The letter suggests that she might be on her way here to Valderas. Now, the demon fighting has moved south once the ward stone was breached in that battle many days ago in this campaign. The demon swarm and armies have moved south towards the capital, where there are more, how shall we say, lucrative pickings. But that does not mean that there aren't demonic plots still happening in the city. The letter also spoke of the perversion planned by the cultists and the demons of the fragments of the ward stone that still remain.
Yep.
A named demon arrived in the middle of this kind of chaos at the Tower of Estrade, and killed the prisoner that you took, and then retrieved the letter before leaving.
I threw a bomb right at his face hole, and he laughed at me and was like, "What's wrong with
Elden
you?
Mist.
Right.
Don't be lawful." And it was like weird.
Mist.
Yeah, there was a named demon. His name was
Broken.
I've got
That's
a
what his name was. He was very difficult. He was very tough for us. And actually, it's a really good thing he didn't attack us.
Cardinax the Deceiver, the Blood Genie, who is some sort of... he looked like a Babao, but wasn't, and you learned that he, despite being chaotic, he somehow tricked his way into receiving monk training. Throughout
and powers.
Yes. Which might explain why he just simply kind of caught your bomb and tossed it back at your head.
And they basically said, "You dumbass, don't make me hurt you." Like, okay.
So the demon showed up, but he didn't attack you.
No, he was he was far more reasonable than I would have expected. He was quite level-headed.
You also gathered up a artifact called the Tome of Obeisance and Servitude, to which a small, venerable, naked, pink-skinned goblin named Iggy Slagbottom was bound. And I believe at the end of the night, Fi decided to perform the ritual in the book that was originally created by an entity called Baba.
And I gifted him pants.
Yes, and one of the things that you had to do as part of this bonding ceremony with the goblin was
give the book blood.
Give the book blood. Give the book a personal
and there
effect.
was no concern. Like there was mention of chicken feet. There was mentions of a house. There was mentions of somebody's grandma. Somebody's Ukrainian Baba was around.
It was good. Crazy shit.
It wasn't creepy at all.
Yeah. So Fi apparently cannot resist playing with book artifacts. Bound himself to this creature using blood magic.
And hurt my alignment.
And his alignment, due to him manipulating a lawful artifact, slipped towards law from chaos.
And the demon was like, "Don't do that." So I'm like, "Oh no."
And he is now the 476th master that Iggy Slagbottom has had.
I'm gonna add that as an epitaph.
476. Also going on, one of the reasons why you went to the Tower of Strahd was that you found this on a list of possible locations that were perverted by cultists, and yes, that was correct. Another was the resident wizard at Defender's Heart.
Who doesn't like Fi?
His name is...
Oh, yeah, I was just looking at him. It's Orn...
Quindus Orlin.
Quindus Oral, yeah.
Oral, okay. Yeah, I might have changed the name from the module. Quindus Oral. He's the leader of the Blackwing Library. He's said to have once helped Crusaders fight and defeat a rock. You suspect that he can cast...
Oh, that's funny. All right, cool.
You suspect that he has access to Fifth Circle spells if he is indeed retraining one of his feats into Craft Rod. And he did receive a strange letter. He was one of the recipients of these strange letters from someone who is claiming to be Fi.
It's a different Fi.
And
it's the past, future Fi.
Which is one of Adam's characters for this campaign. And seems to be really aggravated and angered with Fi's presence. And why don't we switch the view so that we can see some of the characters we're talking about. Go to the main game. There's
Heart
the
has
city.
This all clustered.
Just get this size properly. And then if we go to Defender's Heart, yeah, there's the party right there. And it's growing with cohorts and familiars and friends and mounts and
out of curiosity, Marty, how are we doing in terms of space and resources? Like, are we just living off...
We've taken over a quarter of the city.
So there's still plenty of space and... So we've secured the area around. Not everyone's just crammed into that courtyard. And
no. People are coming back here to Defender's Heart. There are others that have stayed in their homes in Hartsborough and House Widdershins and in the North Greenborough district. So basically, this area you've somewhat cleared of danger. The immediate dangers have been cleared. Of course, there are some of these foul pits and chasms that have opened up in the city that you haven't really delved down into. You have cleared out South Swordborough, You got rid of the demons that were there. Of course, with demons freely moving around, with the world wound spilling into the city and then to the surrounding countryside, safe is a relative term.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely. What once was safe is now not again. Copperborough was pretty safe too.
There are people that are going to and fro to hit up old storehouses, to hit granaries. There is a breach in the road that you do know that Hadrian and Irabeth is the name of the senior crusader, have been sending people out to make contact with some of the farms that are outside the city.
Mm-hmm.
The tasks that they require of you are, because you've proven yourselves against demons and other threats, is not to go on grain runs, but to strike.
Hey, most powerful dudes, go get bread.
Well, they're not at that point for food. They have been able to scrounge and scrape. Although I'm sure if you guys took over a granary, that might help, assuming that the grain is still good.
All right.
As for numbers, you're guessing that probably only about a third of the people that lived in these districts are still here. Either they fled, they were killed,
Or died.
captured by the demons, turned into zombies.
Yeah, those red clouds.
So we were quickly before the stream started, we were discussing potential goals.
Yeah.
The Hall of Heroes. What is that? If you could remind us, it would be lovely.
Where am I looking?
It would be in the new Valderas North. It's right by Victor's Tower.
Got it. Give me a moment. The Hall of Heroes is a place where the many crusaders and heroes of both current and past crusades have been immortalized. There may even be some. So a cenotaph is is like a grave with no corpse in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then crypts would be places where there are corpses.
So it's a big crypt.
There may be some crusaders interred there. Most likely just monuments. Old relics from past crusades may be there.
So, we need to work our way west.
Give me a knowledge local.
I will. My walk around knowledge local is plus 14.
Cool.
22.
Yeah, you've been there, Phi. They immortalize the most revered champions of Valderas. There are stone statues of laureled heroes that line the central hallway. Behind the statues are plaques engraved with the names of the dead. Families of fallen crusaders often pay the city to display their loved ones' plaques more prominently than others.
Okay.
A cynical person might doubt whether or not every name in the Hall of Heroes is truly a hero.
It might just be a dead guy. It might be a guy who was paid to be considered a hero. It might be,
Basically, yeah.
The crusade against demons You're at the end, arguably at the end of the Third Crusade. This has been going on for centuries. So there's a lot of names and a lot of history of people who have fallen.
There's a lot of dead people. It is not the end, only a new beginning. So, do we want to go through New Valderas, or would we like to skirt around the northern part of through the sort of the cache there?
So we'll
the
say
Ring District.
We'll say this is the morning after your foray to the Tower Estrade and using the book when you got back.
Mm-hmm.
It is the 4th of autumn. Summer is now done.
The bad weather. She might be coming.
You're kind of in a temperate climb. Winters, there'll probably be a little bit of snow, but nothing too horrible.
Yeah.
Hell keeps things warm.
You know what? That's probably not. I giggle, but we're very cold.
Just saying.
Okay. So, do we want to go through the Woodmans Market around and work our way down, keep going through this major wall, or do we want to push more directly? We did see the tieflings, and we do know there's the horrible spell on top of the Tower Indivisible.
My opinion is that as we're getting closer to the kite, things are getting more packed with demons. This is Eldon speaking. The halfling paladin. As we're getting closer to the kite, I see there's a larger concentration of more dangerous foes. I suggest moving around, perhaps gathering more information. Fi, you mentioned that you have a home to the north with children.
Yes.
I think it's a good time to go there.
Based on what we've been told, yes, the house hasn't been touched, I don't think. Because the demons didn't show up, because they couldn't show up, because I wouldn't let them show up, because I'm watching my own back.
Then that might be a safe place for us to have.
I might be watching my own back to stab myself in the back, but I am at least watching it.
You catch Chase off to the side. He's sitting on a bookshelf and he's trying to follow your logic, and then just sort of looks at his nails, and then and then
yes, master. Your own back is very, very.
My suggestion is to have a safe house around the area of your home. We might be able to get more information, getting closer to the enemy from a safe area.
Ventarn is listening stoically.
Going through, if we go direct path, you see that there's many crevices and there's many canyons. Who knows what's come out of there or lingers in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Map shows it to be cleaner to the north.
Hopefully the gates are still functional.
So have you guys found Hadrian's map of the city and are standing around it?
Yeah, we're wherever that map is, and we're pointing.
Yeah.
Hadrian, neither Hadrian or Erebeth are there at the moment, although you do see on the map they have, they've got little chess pieces.
Yep.
And there's a whole bunch of them that are around a building called the Grey Garrison Museum. Like there's a whole cluster of black tokens, and you can see that there are a bunch of white tokens around around Defender's Heart. So you're guessing black are the bad guys. It's a very black and white Hadrian thing to do.
Yeah, yep. Marty, can you show us on the map? So here there's a whole bunch of white, and here there's a whole bunch of.
Are represented by the black.
Right. So Eldon points there. Fi, this is where you saw those tieflings, correct?
So we should
milling about in the courtyards.
They also have some in places where there are problems in the jumble market.
Yeah.
They've got a bunch of tokens that are there. Along the vine-covered towers of butchery, they've got some tokens.
They probably should have a token on the tower indivisible. Or are they...
Nothing's
invisible... invisible spells don't bother them?
They haven't placed anything there.
Fi's going to take one of the tokens and stick it on the tower.
Okay. A black or a white one?
A black one. A black one.
Okay, and then what piece of the chess set?
A bishop.
Okay. You notice that they don't have the king or queen of the bad side anywhere. Those pieces are off to the side. It looks like they've had to gather a couple of chess sets to do this, though, but...
Yep. Fi is going to take a piece of parchment and fold a tiny little wizard hat to stick on top of the bishop piece to...
I like origami, says Nina, which is your butterfly tattoo familiar.
Yes. See, that's better. There's a spell here.
Just don't fold my wings.
I only did it once, and then you made it very clear that was not appropriate.
She giggles. like it's funny.
So, could you try to stay focused, Vi? We need to make a decision.
They have something like a bishop in the rift next to Saintsborough. Like, there's a black token there.
Saintsborough, where is that? Saints... I don't see it.
Oh, but they also have a castle, a white castle on top of the Saint's shrine.
Hadrian, can you tell me what these two pieces are?
Hadrian's not in the room.
Oh.
So, the Goister? What's the Goristro? What token does he have? The big monster.
The Goristro that was drinking at St. Boster's Brewery must be part of the Jumble Market token. There's a horse there, amongst a bunch of pawns and things.
All right, and then the vine-covered towers of butchery. What token do they have there?
Probably another rook.
If I was Hadrian, I would lose a lot at chess. What piece wouldn't I like? Stay on task. Maybe we should go here. Then he points to the All Saints Shrine. Specifically at the Saintsborough gash.
Yep.
We should probably, because... Now hear me out. Then we will have our backs covered as we move south. And there's a
Elder nods. Elder nods. It's very wise.
If this temple is still a temple, then we can take the horrible, horrible possessing demon of doom and stick it there.
Much needed holy ground. Yes. How far north did we get through? We didn't get to the Crusaders Parade.
We haven't. We've only just sort of saw the edge of the Woodmans Market. No. We.
Oh, we didn't. No. I thought we went to the North Swordborough.
Did we go to the? Oh yeah, we did go.
South Swordborough is where you went. You didn't go.
Yeah, we went here. We didn't go any further than this.
Oh right. Okay. Fine.
We haven't been through the Woodmans Market yet.
Then we make our way through the North Woods Silver. Make our way to the north of the city through the Gates district. And then to the Saintsborough. This will take us time. But I think
Or we could go more directly.
You mean you wish to follow the
inner wall?
The inner wall, yes. It would leave quite a bit between us and safe haven, but...
Well,
I
then
agree.
we better have big
breakfasts
before we go.
It would
but
take
not
us too
so
much
big
time.
that you get a sore tummy.
Of course,
Yes,
fine.
master. What would you like to eat, master?
Says Ziggy.
Does everyone agree
I
with
would like a muffin.
Eldon
Muffin Master.
scratches his head,
I will find
just
you
like
one
I am.
or make it myself.
Thank you, Iggy.
Yeah, Iggy goes.
How are your pants?
Fine,
they are-
fine. Please, let's focus.
They do not
Thank-
chafe one bit, Master.
Does everyone agree with the plan? We follow the inner wall up until we get to Saintsborough and the
The
All-Saints
inner
Shrine.
wall. Yes, it is agreed to follow the inner wall.
Right.
Holy ground will be useful against the demons. Whoever holds that shrine should be a useful ally. And provide
exactly
wisdom.
why. I'd like to know who put those pieces there and why, what they represent, what was there.
What do the
We need to know
water
before we
pumps
leave.
do?
The water pumps?
What
Aside
water
from
pumps?
pumping water, which would sort of be implied by the name.
Give me
So they provide like water for the aquifer or something?
yeah, water for the city.
Okay. Do they have any structural significance? And if some, like, do they have any structural or strategic significance?
Give me a knowledge local or a knowledge engineering.
34. I'm saving my mythic points because if we go out today, it's going to be real bad if I run out.
Each of the 3 water pumps drew water to separate reservoirs. There were 3 of them.
Oh yeah, the kite's water pump is missing.
Yeah, and the one to the south looks like it's from there's an X from Hadrian's map through it.
He's demolished. So? Do we have water from that water pump at Defender's Heart?
Give me a second.
Or do we have the priests just being like, fill the pot, fill the pot, fill the pot, fill the pot?
So with the 34, one of the pumps draws for a reservoir of old Valderas, which is the inner city. One draws a reservoir under Truestone Park, which I don't know where that is. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is stored in North Ring District, which is where Seldar House is.
Okay, so we're using like a priest solution for water up here because I don't see any other natural water sources.
Yep.
So the mid and southern part of the city has water.
Those reservoirs probably flow into other places of the city to gather water.
Okay.
But if you look at some of the destruction, water might be an issue at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of minor priests and people. You're pretty sure that you could go back to Defender's Heart if you were injured and get healed. You haven't actually got to that point yet, but Defender's Heart is.
It's a safe haven.
It does have safe haven.
Okay.
You'd have to ask Irabeth about the water situation. You haven't heard of people dying of thirst.
If they haven't complained of it. So
Great water is an orison.
Yeah.
And purify food and drink is also an orison.
Yeah.
You get 4 or 5 priests they're on water duty. You can probably
today pray you're on water duty.
Yeah, you could probably get by with faith.
Just gotta have faith.
Question
Why
before
are
we
you
do
with
anything
us?
because I'm gonna
yes,
forget
I
this.
was just I was just feeling thirsty. So
Wait, before you forget, can you get us those potions again? I've used mine from yesterday, or the other day.
yeah, they're sitting on the
speaking.
they're on the bench. That's with the little label that's got the little picture of the.
Oh, so I shouldn't have eaten those?
He burps.
Sense motive.
You shit! Come here!
He goes. There's a scene of him scrambling from the bookshelf
And
as,
Eldon's laughing.
Come on, gonna
as
get
Lance
you!
climbing the bookshelf like a monkey, and flying around the room, giggling and pretending to burp. Like, when children force burps.
Yep.
Yeah.
As adults, it seems like a really dumb thing to do.
Sense motive. Oh, his bluff is actually... Oh, I'm looking at Land's bluff.
Well, yeah, Lance
Lance.
bluff is like -2.
Shit. Land's got nothing going on for him other than a spear.
Pokey pokey.
Chase's bluff is 21.
All right. Why do you lie to me?
So what extracts are we talking about?
It's a shield and a see invisibility. So for Len always gets his shield.
I put one in Icon's drink this morning at breakfast, and the other one,
There's a shield, a bark skin, and AC invisibility.
Beauregard's doggy dish.
I'm not a dog.
Meh. Tomato.
Fi is trying really hard not to say anything about, but you do eat from a dish. So you didn't. Which ones?
Well, if you look in Vintarin's pocket, you'll see that the paladin stole it.
Chase.
Uh-huh.
Vintarin's looking in his pockets.
Yeah, there's 2 clinky little potions in there.
Do they have an L or a B or a V on the clinky potions?
Yeah, they're the ones that are missing that that Land's missing.
There was 3 made.
All 3 of them. Yep.
All 3 of them are.
Yep.
All right. That'll be a fun day for you guys.
I'd prefer having them before leaving.
Chase.
It's all fun and games, but you are costing us a day.
Iggy's shaking his head that like in kind of scorn of Chase's little trickery.
This.
No, not good.
This is...
No.
No.
Don't mess with
He's kind of whispering out loud, but it's loud enough for you guys to hear it.
Don't mess with Master's things. No.
Those were. Which one do you want, Chase? Before, when I asked, you didn't want one.
I don't like the taste. I already can do
So-
shield.
I can't
I know.
see the problem.
Right, but now I have to make another one.
I didn't drink it.
But you. Are they empty?
No, they're there. They're full.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought they were empty.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
make
Oh
myself
yeah,
more-
actually, you failed your. They're like there's still liquid in it. Now you're like, did he drink it and replace it with liquid, or?
Five's going to go sniff them.
Okay, they're all right. You think?
Oh. It's like a game. Are you sure you don't want to drink one? I can make you one that's very special.
Well, one out of the 3 of them's now pee.
Five's going to hand out the shield and the bark skin and the sea invisibility to Vintarin, Eldon, and Glenn. If it's salty, you know why.
Beauregard just sighs.
Eldon gives his drink to Beauregard. Is mine okay?
Yes, it does not smell like urine.
He smiles. Thanks.
Vintarin. He just fucking no. He just puts it in his pocket.
Oh, Master, this is untenable to have someone touching your things like that.
Well, I suppose we just have to watch more closely in the future.
Yes.
And eventually we might have to retaliate in a measured response.
I will keep a watch on the potions you create for your companions, master. I will keep a close watch indeed.
And he's scowling at Chase, who's basically sitting in a sunbeam that is coming through a window, kind of making it multicolored because his wings are somewhat transparent. So he's actually creating little colors and patterns, and he's playing with it. Kind of ignoring you after.
Does Chase have sense motive?
Oh,
Because I don't have bluff.
Yes. No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't have that bardic. He's got a +1. Oh, what's going on, Modra?
I think we both went at the same time, so yours got bluked.
Okay.
Oh, 5. No, he's oblivious right now.
There are no thoughts. Fi isn't having any thoughts right now. Don't worry about it. So, now that the crisis has been averted,
Perhaps we can talk about another matter that is most disconcerting.
Go ahead, Icon. What seems to be the issue?
Well, as any good Palor Iconite knows, prayers happen at the first crest of dawn. I did not see you in our basking prayer circle this morning, Fi.
Fi is like looking behind him. Oh, me?
This is a most shadowed beginning to your lifelong commitment to the Lord of sunlight and goodness.
Elves have really long lives.
It is why I was even more exuberant than normal.
What we really need to focus on right now is reclaiming this holy ground, which will allow us to free up the local shrine because of the possessy thingy.
I think he's right.
The holy ground.
Icon.
And
may we reconsecrate any fallen holy ground to that of Palor? Perhaps if all of these people worshipped the great god of goodness and rebirth, that rebirth and goodness would come to their city.
the All Saints Shrine, who's it supposed to be consecrated to? It sounds like one of those just all the gods type places.
Yeah.
Knowledge religion, knowledge local.
Okay. Which
I guess
one?
knowledge
Or just
local first and then knowledge religion.
34 knowledge local.
No, it's not all the gods.
Or I would have assumed all the good gods, but yeah.
It is. I'm going to go to campaign material.
It's the human saints,
It
right?
is consecrated to all of the Council of Saints and Saviors. Their most revered followers, and then like the past, high priests of those religions, and then the heroes of the saints. So Saint Cuthbert, Saint Vertibon, Saint Petrus, Saint Boster, Saint Hurst, and Saint Clydewell. Since Clydewell had his own temple here, it probably, and then Saint Hurst is the Saint of Lepers, which really was kind of driven underground with the people that eventually sired the mongrel folk. It may be a center of where Saint Cuthbert and the other saints are worshipped. They may all have their place there.
I kind of want to call Land Leopardson. Land Leperson.
And then your knowledge religion about Saint Cuthbert.
Okay. 20.
Saint Cuthbert. Saint Cuthbert of the Cudgel is a lawful neutral god with good leanings. He is the god of common sense, wisdom, zeal, honesty, truth, and discipline.
Palor is neutral good?
Palor is neutral good.
If it's fallen, it's better to be consecrated than not.
Saint Cuthbert is the foe of many evil deities, though. He leans good.
I mean, if it's not, as it were. I really forgot that I said that. Does your little world that goes around the sun, do they have sarcasm there, or metaphor or simile?
Of course they do.
Good.
Yes, he is. As am I.
If everything serious has been discussed, then I would really like to get things planned and ready to go.
I concur. It is time for us to move forward.
The more we speak, the more powerless ones out there die. Get changed. The more things get worse. We need to be on the streets.
That is a really, really horrible pep talk. That is the worst pep talk. I have no more pep left. This is... Whew.
I'm not here to make you feel better. I'm just saying the truth. Get your gear.
Who made him in charge?
Might be a halfling thing. He does carry a very long staff, and he's a very short man. It might be, a thingy.
Oh, yes, master.
Eldon's rubbing
Good point,
his
master.
head.
Says Ziggy.
Compensation. Fi's wandering off to go pick up his stuff, and he's going to say goodbye to Ebenezer or Ebenezer.
Yep.
Macabre. The crazy man.
Yep.
Ebenezer Macabre.
You see Aravashniel sitting at a desk with his wizard book in front of him, but it's closed and his hands are just clasped on top of the book. He's listening to some old man conversation beside him.
Any Aravashniel?
Yes, Fi. He immediately responds and seems to be eager to try to show his worth.
Have you had any what do you know about the All Saints Shrine?
Oh, there was a patriarch, a greatly revered patriarch, in command of the shrine before the attack. He thinks for a moment, and let's come up with a name.
Jorge.
No, not Jorge.
Jesus. I don't know why we're going with Latin names here. Could be,
Well, Valderas,
Abraham,
right?
or something. Josh.
So he was the high priest of saints, and his name would be. You want it to be Jorge?
There's a guy at work who's got Jorge as a name, but it's not Jorge. It's George. It's written out Jorge.
Okay.
It's really weird.
Let's go Spanish names for this one because you seem to Spanish names.
Antonio. I watched Zorro for the first time. That movie's awesome. This is the thing. Apparently, I'd never seen it before, and it's good.
The High Priest of Saints is Alvaro the Aged. He is said to have penned several books on summoning angels and lawful beings.
Huh.
I believe that his I believe that he is responsible for the defense, for upgrading some of the defenses of the temple.
Do we know if the temple still stands?
By the reports I have heard from Hadrian and Captain Erebeth.
Yes, it stands.
Yes.
It's on the map. There's something there, I think.
He once had a very heated argument with Quindus Oral about the balance of the planes. I believe that Alvaro the Aged,
perk up.
and that Alvaro the Aged believed that demons were breaking something called the Planar Covenant, an agreed upon balance between the gods and outsiders as to how much they could intervene in mortal affairs.
They are demons.
Yes.
Kind of,
They
sort
don't
of a trademark thing to,
play by the rules, says Erebashniel.
Right. Demons play by the rules.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. No. See, the thing about playing by the rules is that it's very dreadfully boring.
Yes. Alvaro the Aged was warned by Master Quindus that summoning too many creatures from the heavens as well as the boring plane of Mechanus may very well lead to an imbalance.
I wonder, because if everything has to happen in balance, what do I know about this pact?
Give me a knowledge planes.
I'm going to spend a mythic point. Because I want to know about the pact. 47.
It's scholarly belief. The premise it's like one of those thought experiments, right? It's like, if the planes are infinite, then why haven't simply the prime material been overrun by the infinite number of creatures living on the infinite planes? And it goes from there. And there are several answers to this thing that is all scholarly, aside from planewalkers, but planewalkers never quite see enough of the planes to get more than just an anecdotal answer to this. So it could be souls are absorbed by gods. They're used like batteries. They get absorbed by the plane themselves.
There's a whole bunch of conservation of energy sort of equations that are there's different mechanisms that must be filling this. Otherwise, things should have already imploded or exploded.
Why don't the greater gods of good just save everyone?
Why do bad things happen to good people? It's that.
It's this, and so they presuppose, whether it's actually a thing or not, that there's a planar covenant that the gods respect boundaries between the planes. Whether it's an actual thing that the gods written down is like it could be, or it could just be a mortal understanding of the multiverse.
It might be just an absolute of creation.
The argument for demons is that they never respected the planar covenant, so that's why they can spill out in such large numbers, and because they just do.
Maybe they're limited based on impact, and while demons spill through, their individual impact is very short because they lack guidance, discipline, and that sort of thing. Kind of a bunch of, random noise.
Yes, I believe at the heart of the argument between the two, between the High Priest of Saints, Alvaro the Aged, and Master Oral, was if you were to summon, say, a number of lawful beings to help fight the demons, this might give an opening for other types of creatures, not necessarily demons, to come and also impart their will upon the prime material. To call for help from the outside is inviting.
I was warned by...
I was...
Yeah. Consequence?
Yeah, is. There are consequences.
I was warned by a being about being too orderly. I wonder if the warning was meant for me as I am, or me as I am in the future, or me as I am in the past.
Yes, I must say, whatever trick you're playing, Fi, it has really bothered some around here.
Oh, it wasn't me. It was the other me. Figured out how to make your book work yet?
No. I'm hoping that we do come across someone who has the power to restore sight.
We will see. Although, we might not have time. If we could get you able to view your book through an arcane eye, or something similar.
It would have to be an arcane eye that would last long enough for me to prepare my spells. I suppose over the course of several days, an arcane eye would suffice. What level was he? In a second.
He had thirds.
Yep.
The thing is, actually, he probably could still arcane bond, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Or does he need to? He's like he just has to center himself. He doesn't have to prepare.
I unfortunately did not invest in. I did not foresee such a problem.
No, this is. I must admit, this is kind of a.
It's a new one.
Magic
We're not
jaw.
there, you guys.
You. What's that? Ahmed?
Who's in this conversation?
You guys are standing right outside the door of the library.
You sent Fi off to go get his stuff, and Fi left, and now he's having a detailed academic discussion, and hasn't come back in a while.
Yeah.
So
the conversation with Air Vashniel was loud enough, because it looks like Fi was kind of yelling across the library at Air Vashniel.
That's how he rolls in the library.
so you can hear what's going on.
Mm. What about a magic jaw?
You wouldn't mind if I interrupt.
What about his basic?
This is Eldon.
Yep.
Fi, you did say that there are children that you're responsible for in your home. Am I correct?
Yes.
Wouldn't you like to hasten our travels so that you could perhaps see them. Eldon's looking for a way to push him to get his brain to work in one like on a train track. Isn't that an interesting goal, Fi?
Yes.
Right. I'll say what, let's have this conversation, as many conversations you like, on the road.
Okay. Try a polymorph spell. It might be able to get you in sort of just enough, because they last for a while and they're easy to get the magic for. And also think about magic jar or similar sort of necromantic sort of possessy effects.
Interesting. Quendus Oral does know how to prepare Fifth Circle, although a magic jar spell, that may take some additional requirements, says Ervashniel. You do notice that Eldon has a really good spot check, right?
Eldon does.
That he also has in his hands, like while he was talking, he was kind of like pushing the beads on a prayer beads. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like he's got
knowledge religion.
He's got something in his hands that that isn't mage gear.
Knowledge religion?
Sure.
5! Wait.
It's the new wizard item. It's called the holy symbol.
Yeah, it is
some weird arcane device.
Yeah, maybe it's just making him feel better. You're not sure. He's a demon worshiper.
It's a head massager.
Smite.
Yes. We will figure, once we get you able to see the book, then we can find a way to get the book that you can use to recreate the book in a way that you can use in a way that doesn't require the seeing of the book.
That would be an excellent temporary solution before we can find such a powerful restorative magic. I spoke to Icon, and he said that there may still be temples in Valderas that have either priests or magics that could restore sight.
We're going to quickly make. We are on our way to one potential such place. And then we're saving the children.
At some point, we're supposed to be arriving. As soon as we leave, that is. Calvin's got his arms crossed, like.
Typically, we leave before we arrive. Typically, we leave before we arrive. Yes.
If there's anything you require of me, says Ervashniel, who, I don't know, sense motive?
Really wants to see again?
11. He also is a Rift Warden.
Ahmed, do you care, or what did you roll for your sense motive?
Oh, sorry. Motive of sense. Sorry. Nope.
Oh,
don't got any. I don't know. I don't have a rank in it.
Okay.
I had no wisdom score, so he's like, yes.
I am a fighter.
All right, yeah. He definitely wants to see again. Very astute.
Very astute. All right, we'll be back.
He doesn't say it, but you know that he's like, I'll be right here.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Let us know if Bacab poops.
How would I?
He never leaves that spot. All right.
You've given Ervashniel something to at least chat about with the other Blackwing librarians as you guys go back out in the hallway.
Yep.
Iggy kind of scrambles ahead of you, but is also kind of like bowing as you walk by, and he's already straightened your like a cleft in your pants. He's very.
Touchy?
touchy, servanty.